Alright, so there was this one class a year ago in high school that I just absolutely hated going to because the teacher was self-centered. Or how should I say it? He was really egotistical. This teacher not only compared himself to Gandhi and many other things, he would go as far as to deny other people's opinions on certain things, just saying they're wrong strictly because he thinks what he thinks is right. Well, anyways, that's just giving you a background of this, teacher, but what ended up happening for me to flunk my English test, or English final in general, was that throughout the entirety of the year, I'd always done the bare minimum. Exactly what he wanted to get done when he wanted it. And that's all I ever did. I got the assignments in on time, I read, the chapters he wanted us to read, and I did everything he wanted us to do. I turned in essays the day they were due, even though they were half-assed. Most of the time I didn't even read the content that I was supposed to, and I just skimmed through it. That's how I did most of my assignments and most of my packets and everything. I would just go through skimming through, and then highlighting a bunch of stuff, making it look like I actually read it, then writing down 2 or 3 notes just in case he asked me a question about what it was, so I can answer him with Spark Notes online. But anyways, what ended up happening is he had a certain, let's say, bonus you can get on certain assignments, or a percentage of your grade in general. He would add on 5% to your grade if you read a book outside of class, came in and told him what you had read. You see, but not only throughout the entire year was I building up his confidence in me as a student, I was also playing him through his mind, because what ended up happening is I would bring in a book around every 2 weeks or so, and it would be some random book that I hadn't even read before, and I would bring it to him and I would tell him what I read off of a summary offline of the book. So then he would believe me and write down 5% extra credit onto my grade. You can only stack this up about 3 or 4 times, I think, but that's still an extra 20% or 15% added onto your grade. So with me doing the bare minimum, I was able to get a 85 in the class. And then on top of that, no, I was able to get a 90 in the class by doing the bare minimum. And on top of that, adding on the extra credit 15%, I was able to get about 105% in his class. So around time when the finals were coming up, I had asked him how much percent the final was actually worth for our grade. And he told us it was around 7 to 8%. You see, while doing all this math inside my head, I realized something. I can literally completely flunk the final and get away in this class with a full A. I mentally prepared myself and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. But how do we do this in a way that makes a shock? As soon as the English class comes around and it's time for finals, what ends up happening is he passes out all the finals. I write my name on it, and I write one thing on the piece of paper. Fuck you. I get up in the 5 seconds after everyone has their assignments, walk up to his desk, hand him the final, and I walk straight back to my desk and start playing on my phone while everybody is watching me because I just turned in a completely blank final. Needless to say, I got a 0 on the final, but I did walk out of the class with a 98%. It just goes to show, maybe sometimes paying attention to extra credit gets you a passing grade.